What's up guys, Armada here, and in today's video we are gonna go over one, if not the most crazy upset so far from CEO Dreamland. It's Mars, aka the Genesis champion, versus Player One, a great Diddy Kong player. So let's get started and see what actually happened in this set, and let's break it down.
Very long time now, so character specialist.
So yeah, Sirius versus Diddy Kong, starting a stadium, no surprise.
Fire danger that is Mars, but like Mars' item plays.
Yeah, whiffing the grab.
Really
already? No, really? That's so funny. That's so funny. Alright, so it all started from, yeah, CSS whiffing a grab. And then Nair, very good follow-up for Diddy Kong when you have like a lot of time to punish, because the Nair leads into stuff, so falling Nairs, very good.
Mars' item plays
It's up air, and Mars goes for an immediate down air here, pretty much. Very risky option. Very risky option, and Player One is immediately ready for the infinite.
Oh no! Oh no! He got it already! The Konganism! Konganism!
Oh, let's go.
Here we go, baby.
Yeah, in this scenario, if you get caught in this, it's actually nothing you can do besides hoping that your opponent messes up. It's no DI, SDI, anything can be done. Diddy Kong have a few ways of trying to set this up, but it's mainly like kind of gimmick related, or you falling for something that like you got red hard pretty much. So in this scenario, as we said, like Mars was doing his down air, falling on the platform, and Player One was very ready for it. So always gotta be careful with how you act around platforms against Diddy Kong, especially when he has the banana ready. Another thing I have seen some Diddy Kong players use is down throws, and if you're not wary and you like land on the platform pretty quickly after, that's also another way I've seen them set it up. I could see falling Nairs below platforms, so you gotta be careful. A lot of people also like miss tech or tech in place, which feels like you get stuck in the infinite more often rather than if you tech roll, in my experience.
This is my favorite video game.
This is a mini game. What are you talking about?
Oh my god.
Oh, he messed it up. It's still a
that's
lot
still
of
a lot
damage.
of
That's still a lot
That's
of
still a lot of
damage.
damage. Mars has to work really hard, but the
Yeah.
fact that Mars
That's
is
like
not
practically
aware
a
of
full
that to
stock.
begin with- Oh my god.
Wait, what?
The fact that Mars
Alright,
was
so
not aware
something
of
that Sirius is very good at is that once she lands with aerial, her jab is so quick. Normally you do not want to try to challenge this out of shield, but the banana, yeah, it dropped.
The fact that Mars was not aware of that to begin with.
Yeah, it looked like the banana was dropping randomly, so that was like, yeah, RNG in Player One's favor. At least that's what it looks like. But yeah, traditionally when Sirius lands with aerial, be careful because her jab is incredibly fast.
Oh my god! Oh my god. That was...
Yeah, doing an aerial means that you automatically catches items in this game.
Oh my god. That was crazy.
Oh, gets the grab there. Oh my god. Mars actually took the first stock. Backs them into immediate flip kick. That's crazy.
Oh, but then you don't TI back throw, bro? Like...
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah, that seems to be yeah, an option you need to be wary about. Back throw into flip kick. That's good. That's good.
Player One had every single intensive of literally killing
And
CSS.
that's the mentality, right? Like Mars just like, you know, scratched his face a little bit, didn't give it too much of a care about that.
I could also see in this matchup like Sirius's grab is really risky for being such a good character, or honestly like in general, and with Diddy Kong being quite good sitting in shield with banana, obviously not nearly as good as it was in Smash 4, but I could still see how this would be a little bit tricky for Sirius if Diddy Kong is like playing quite, how do you say, safe and defaulting to shield quite a bit.
Pyramid scheme there.
The pyramid scheme. My favorite.
Yeah, Thayer is not like super strong. Ooh, that was so good. That was so good.
My favorite.
So we see Player One is throwing the banana. The banana is landing on, like, bouncing on the shield. He back airs, sets up the F smash, and the banana is falling down and makes Mars trip. That was a very good
There
setup.
it is.
There we go.
That was a very good
Yeah,
setup.
you just wait for the
That
banana.
was smart.
That's the beautiful thing. You throw the banana there, let the F smash rock on shield, and then
Yep,
that banana
that's
shield step.
as we said.
That's the
Jab
beautiful thing. You
again.
throw the banana
Mars is
there,
using it a
let the
lot.
F smash
And
rock on shield, and then
I'm
that
not sure if
banana
player
shield
one was
step, you get
hoping
F
for
smash
the
again.
banana to,
Oh,
Scary.
you know, get dropped again. Maybe he did.
Man. What? Ah.
that starter hitbox on jab.
Oh
is
yeah, a
something.
little bit of panic options from player one here.
Ah.
Like jump away, air dodge, and
That's
then
start-
immediately side B in. This is something like this was like one of the habits Zero had in Smash 4, where he was going like up high with side Bs a lot, and it took a long time for people to catch on to that, but eventually people did. So if you're a Diddy Kong player and you saw Zero use this a lot in Smash 4, very likely is that the top players in Ultimate that are like pretty much, a lot of them are the same ones from Smash 4, right? Not all of them, but a lot of them. And that means that they all have so much experience against Zero from Smash 4 that this is a very likely habit that they all will be able to cover.
Starter hitbox on jab is something. Yeah, good read in the monkey flip.
Yeah, making it back. Also, Diddy Kong's recovery is also like not nearly as bad as people say. Or maybe they don't any longer, but I know like at least like a month or two ago, people were like, "Oh, Diddy Kong's recovery is so bad."
Yeah, and then it goes
It's
ledge,
kind of like a
and
meme,
back air.
but I feel like a lot of people underrate recoveries in this game. Like,
Like
if
I
you don't
said,
make
this-
it back
this Diddy
100%
is
of the
nutty,
time
right?
without
It's
thinking, a
nutty,
lot of people think the recovery is bad,
Even game, pretty much.
which is kind of sad, but
Mars has
also
to be
true.
very careful about this crafty Diddy Kong.
Not the best spot dodge. Mars covered that pretty well with the side B. Good flip into center.
yeah, quite a lot of rising fares from player one. Still a relatively strong option, even though it's not as good as in Smash 4.
In this game, when you
What?
roll
Like,
forward, you
in
don't
Smash
have
4 he was like
invincibility
covering
the
better,
entire way
like
through.
low as well. Yep, a little bit of charge on F Smash, but not quite enough.
That move was huge.
Oh,
That should do it.
wait, did he try to jab there?
That move was huge.
Let's see. Maybe down tilt? I'm actually not sure. Well, player one, yeah, got the stock. Got the stock.
Now Mars, man. Mars is not looking too happy.
Ooh.
Now Mars, man. Mars is not looking too happy.
Yeah,
Damage, damage.
that's a good banana setup. Oh,
It's
and the
a
falling
me!
arrow.
He
Oh,
got
another
it
time.
again. He got it
Oh,
again.
fell off. He
okay, okay. Almost.
It's
Yeah,
a
see?
me!
That was like one of the setups I talked about earlier. Falling Nair. That's crazy that he actually pulled it off. Actually, I mean, he's a good player, so like, I mean, if I have seen some of these setups, like, it actually shouldn't be
Damage,
surprising.
damage.
So, it was just cool to actually
It's
see
a
it.
me!
Oh, he got it again. He
It's
got
a
it
me, but he
again.
fell off. He fell off. He was
Yeah, the issue there was that Mars was already so, like, he was at the edge of the platform already. So that was actually really hard to
It's a
set
me!
up.
Oh, he got it again. He
Yeah, I'm not sure if he actually could have made that last for longer.
got it
But he fell
again.
off.
But I
He
mean, it's
fell-
also
he was
like a
on
little bit of
center,
mental
though.
damage. Oh yeah, this option, if you play against Diddy Kong, a lot of Diddy Kongs at like low and mid level love to spam up B into the ground close to you. So that's something to be like aware of. Even like pretty good Diddy Kong players might use it a lot if you're like not ready to shield it. So keep that in mind. The thing is, Diddy Kong takes some damage for doing this, and if you shield it, you have quite a lot of time to punish him. So it's not broken by any means.
Center, though. I know Mars is not happy.
Oh, you saw the spam crouch there. He is not thrilled about this.
Ooh,
And
okay,
still,
okay. Trade,
player
not
one
the
with
worst.
lead.
I see a lot of like rolls in from player one too. It seems like player one has a few panic habits. The rolls in, the immediate side Bs, some immediate air dodges. Of course, like you gotta use it sometimes, but it's gonna be interesting to see if Mars like catch on to this.
He looks comfortable too. Good grab here.
Yeah.
Oh, he doesn't opt for the banana.
All right,
Got it right now, but
another
he's
pretty
working these side Bs,
quick side B.
which Mars is actually good to realizing. Oh, that's a really good get up attack.
Nice empty hop.
Oh, that was
Not
another
gonna die
roll
for
in.
more. Yep.
Yeah, that was smart. That was smart. A lot of players would have just like up beat into the ground here, but Mars was ready, and player 1 just like goes away, not messing with it.
Neutral, baby.
And that was a panic air dodge. Yeah, it's like
Hunter,
a lot
what
of
are you
those.
doing? You blew it,
But,
baby.
yeah, that time Mars caught on to it.
In the scheme.
Dog.
All right.
Comes that banana.
Yeah, Mars ain't having it. Frame 1 jab still.
Stadium once again. Yeah, this is kind of like the equivalent to Battlefield in Melee,
my
where it's like
God.
very
Oh, boy.
standard
Yeah.
people start
Oh, man.
that stage.
Oh, my
Ooh,
God.
yeah, he had
Oh.
no banana out. He had no banana out,
Oh,
but that was another one of those like nairs.
Oh, my.
And you see, like, you land pretty much immediately, so it's actually pretty tricky sometimes to tech.
God.
Also
boy.
because in this game, like, I know I sometimes make references to Melee as well, but it's like, when I do Melee content, I kind of like try to like make Ultimate references sometimes, and vice versa, to like help, you know, that part of the audience. But in this game, since the game is like more floaty, you don't traditionally land on the platforms as often as you do in Melee, where you often like fall faster. So you see more of like platform tech chases and platform follow-ups. So in Ultimate, like, since it doesn't happen nearly as much, I feel like people are not as ready for it because it simply doesn't happen as much.
Yeah. Good recognition. I thought he was going to pull the banana again, but Mars too close to the edge for that really to work.
Yeah, Mars keeps getting away with all these jabs.
Not looking too
Ooh.
hot.
Oh, that would have been such a good. Would have been such a good follow-up.
Not looking too hot.
That was like a very smart option for Mars, but yeah, he barely missed it. So what happens a lot of times, like, so we see here Mars does like up air, up air, up air, and this, like, those up airs were like strictly true. Player 1 couldn't really have done anything about it, but now it's not going to be like another true move. So what a lot of people do here is that they are ready and like buffer air dodge, and then good players are very often like aware of like, oh, I don't have a true follow-up now, so I'm gonna do like reading the air dodge. Or even sometimes if they have a true follow-up, they are gonna be like, all right, I think you're gonna try to air dodge, and I will punish you even harder. So let's say like if Mars had a guaranteed up B here, then up B very likely wouldn't have killed, right? But if he reads an air dodge and he gets the flip kick, then the reward is higher. So sometimes, even if you do have like one more move guaranteed, sometimes it's worth it to go for the air dodge read, because it's a very common option trying to get out of this advantage. But then, yeah, sometimes as well, it's like you literally don't have another move that follow-ups truly, so you also like go for that read. It's a very common thing in this game.
Looking too hot.
Oh!
Oh yeah, and that's like, okay, so I think Diddy Kong is actually I actually think Diddy Kong is quite underrated. One of the best players from my region here in Gothenburg. He's a Diddy player, so it's probably part of the reason why I think Diddy Kong is underrated. But one thing I will say with Diddy Kong is that he does have quite a few gimmicky things. Like this down throw here does not true combo into down air. You can actually always hold out, and it never works. Sometimes when you're at very high damage, it can be tricky to DI the down throw or back throw, because if you DI away and they back throw, you might die. But if you DI for the down throw, or you DI in, then the down throw becomes better, right? So it's a little bit of a DI mix-up. I'm not 100% sure if you on reaction actually can switch up the eye. Sometimes I feel like I can, but sometimes I feel like I can't. So it's probably like relatively close, but it's also been a few months since I played against Diddy Kong. So yeah, don't like entirely quote me on that, but I feel like it might be possible, but not entirely sure. But at this percentage, at the very least, always DI out. Always DI out. You're not gonna die from back throw, and you do not want to die from down throw down air. So just default to like hold out.
Got him!
And that's such a good conversion from that down.
But yeah, like Also, to expand on that a little bit more with like Diddy Kong, like underrated but gimmicky. Like I feel like some of Diddy Kong's like setups are like sometimes the best reward you get is from a gimmick where it's like it's not like true by any means. You really need to catch people off guard. I feel like other really good characters in this game, they have much more like straight answers, and the best punish is like guaranteed many times. While Diddy's like you can get a higher reward for something that shouldn't work nearly as often. So it's like one of his big weaknesses in a sense.
Down there.
Bro, what did I tell you? I told you I wanted to see this set.
This is so good. And man, I really want to see
Yep,
more of it.
see?
But that pick, that's gonna do
See,
it.
yep,
So
that
good.
uppy to the
And
ground
man,
is risky.
I really want to see more.
And Mars was also
Told you I
like
wanted to see this set. This
baiting
is
it a
so
little
good.
bit. Like you can see that he's shielding here and then dropping shield. And when he drops shield here, this might be the reason that player 1 was like, oh, he's leaving the shield,
Man.
let's take him. And then Mars shields at the last moment. So that's a pretty good bait actually. If Mars was staying in shield the entire time, it's very likely that player 1 would never have attempted this up B in the first place. Like up B into the ground. So the fact that he released the shield is very likely, you know, what made the difference here.
Man, I really want to see more of it, but that pick, that's
Oh.
gonna do it.
And you know, that was player 1 going for that, right? Normally he'd go, you see him go all the way through with the barrels. That time he went into the shield, and Mars was more than ready for it.
Gets a follow-up from dash attack. Diddy Kong's dash attack actually, like, it does give follow-ups.
man.
So I'm a little bit surprised player
the
1
wild
missed.
thing
And
is
that's
this-
another early side B.
Now, man.
And the
Just like that.
wild thing is this set will probably end 2-0, and no one will ever look at it again. But we will know. We've been here for this. We know
Oh.
how crazy this set almost was.
Of course, nah. It could go to game 3. I really
that
want
was
to see one.
Crazy
that was
this
good
set
for
almost
Mars.
was.
Of course, nah. It could go to
Yep,
game 3.
the
I
grab.
really want to see one game 3.
See, that Zaire was almost a flip kick, so we're getting into kind of risky territory right now.
Ouch.
Oh.
Oh, all right.
Why?
All right. Kind of risky territory right now.
Ouch.
Oh, all right.
Why?
Yeah, player 1
Alright.
thought that side B flip kick was gonna barely reach, but it didn't. But for the most part, I feel like player 1 has done a good job, like, to recover and not get ledge trapped.
Bro, barrels are actually surprisingly good in this game.
I mean, to be fair, Mars hasn't really gone off stage. Maybe Sirius is not too good at edge guarding in this matchup. I actually have never played this
coming all the
particular
way back
matchup.
now.
Ugh. I hate that. I hate that. Well, it's like so frustrating. It's so frustrating how Sirius can turn being ledge trapped
Look, it's coming all the way
into
back.
bury someone that quickly. To be fair, this move doesn't have the same, you know, amount of bury any longer. So let's see if player 1 actually matches out. Oh, he didn't even try to attempt to punish right
Look,
away.
it's coming all the way back
Probably
now.
due to the nerf. Also, he landed on the side plat here.
Oh! Good weight. The delayed mash.
Nice. I don't blame you.
He's
That
back there.
not gonna do
Yeah,
it
a little bit
just yet.
greedy with
Still
a
hitting him
banana
right
there
now.
from player 1.
Nice patience coming from player
Yep.
1, waiting off the look of the stage because he's been getting hit by. Well, never mind. He's been
That's
getting
nice.
hit by
Not,
side B
not
so
the best
much.
monkey flip. Not the best monkey flip.
Ooh, I
Not
like
the best
that.
monkey
I
flip.
like
Not
that.
the best monkey flip.
So we can see here, Mars throwing the banana, and player 1 goes for a short up fair, right? But Mars is already ready and starts crouching instead, making sure this fair is not gonna hit Mars. He was a bit late. Honestly, I think whiff punishing in this game is quote unquote too hard. Don't get me wrong, it's not that I mind things being hard. Trust me. I just feel like a lot of moves in general in this game has too little landing lag combined with the input delay, and it creates a lot of these spot dodge war mix-ups, and I wish it could be like slightly different designed. Personal opinion. Anyway. Overall, yeah, still pretty good sequence. You saw the common option from player 1 to short up fair. Mars was ready, crouched underneath to make sure he didn't get hit, and he was ready to grab, but also seriously doesn't have the fastest grab by any means.
Nice.
Oh,
he
drop
got
shield.
He dropped
Mars hit
shield
his head a
there.
little bit.
I feel like a lot of people have that habit to drop shield too early. I do that in this game sometimes too for some reason. I'm not even sure why sometimes. Because he's just like stupid. You see it on like rapid jabs, like F smashes that have 2 hits. It's like one of those universal habits people tend to have. It's weird. It is some of those in like every Smash game at the very least. Another one in Ultimate would be like sometimes when you see let's say Leo when he was playing like Lucina or Marth or whatever, and he was like side B'ing and then waiting for people, like he interrupted a side B, waiting for people to air dodge in, and boom, hitting them. And it's like everyone falls for it at least at some point. It's like, I don't know, every game have like some of those universal habits, regardless of level.
Ooh, barely missed that monkey flip right there.
Nair.
Oh! Ooh, barely missed that monkey flip right there.
Nair.
Oh my god,
that was down B.
Yep, that was another Nair. That was not a falling Nair though. That was a rising Nair, but yeah, still, you know, these low mid percentages.
That was down B. That's down B. You can't convince me anything otherwise, chat. That was down B.
Ooh, another
grab. Oh, nice read on the wall.
That's not gonna kill.
Yeah, it's not.
No, not yet. Player 1 has to make it back on stage and play the game of his life, trying to get to game 3 right now.
And not monkey flip the center.
And not monkey flip in the side B.
Ooh, that was so close.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, player 1 is also, he's good at getting those edge cancels on the side B.
Nice monkey flip. That's a good one.
That side B can actually be pretty annoying to react to, especially in close range. In close range, this side B can be very annoying to react to.
Not too bad though.
That's like, this is like a little bit of a visual cue though, when it comes to Diddy's side B. So when Diddy does his side B, you can see here, this little thing in front of Diddy, this little circle light, that disappears when he's doing his side B. So if you see this, it's like, oh, side B. And you can spot dodge. It's hard. It's hard, though, to consistently do this. Also, it's not as good here. Like, it's better than getting hit, obviously. But if Diddy is, like, around this range where he can, like, edge cancel the side B or just go straight off stage, it's not as good. But if, let's say, like, both Mars and Diddy or player 1 was like moved a little bit more to the left each, then if you spot dodge this move and Diddy like goes past you, you can punish him. The same thing with Peach's side B. With Inkling, for example, you can spot dodge at least Peach's, I think Diddy's as well, and then Roller if they land on the ground from the side B due to them having quite a bit of lag. But it's hard though, but just throwing it out there. Other characters probably have some good ways to punish it too.
Nice monkey flip. That's a good one.
Damage starting to build. Banana probably got 1 throw left on it. Yep.
Nice parry.
Good recognition too. Went for the down tilt. Didn't try to grab that. Double back air.
Yep.
Nice.
Ooh,
okay.
Yeah, that's not gonna kill.
Kendall.
Yep.
Even game.
Even game, baby. Be careful with those monkey flips, my friend.
Pull Banana safely. Oh!
Oh!
Oh! Watch out.
I didn't go for it.
My friend.
Pull Banana safely. Oh!
Oh!
Oh! Watch out, watch out, watch out.
Get out of there, man. We said neutral. That's the best thing for you to do.
Oh, he tried the same
out,
setup.
watch out.
He tried the same setup as earlier, where Banana bounced on shield. Or wait, I think it bounced, right?
Watch out,
it looked
watch
like
out.
it the first time.
Get out of there, man. We said neutral. That's the best.
Yeah. And then Banana fall down to make Mars trip.
thing for you to do. What are you doing, boy?
Oh!
But yeah, Mars was ready at that time.
Now he's stuck in the corner. Got to deal with Diddy and the Banana.
Oh,
he got the back throw on the flip kick.
Yep.
Player 1.
Ooh, that was close, but he clutched it.
And this we're going, and he didn't need it.
Let's see if he can topple this.
Yeah, this
Top 5
stage
players
makes sense. Not as much space for the infinite. Like, of course, there's a lot of space overall, but yeah, partly platforms, like the layout on the stage is changing. And it's only one platform. It's quite large though, but the fact that it actually changes, it makes the infinite not as strong. But sometimes, like, so that's the positive thing, right? But the negative thing is like Diddy Kong without platforms is also really strong. Like I remember there was some other set Mars played against Z, a Canadian player, and he was using a lot of platform camping game 3 because that was also best of 3 that went to game 3. And fighting Diddy Kong straight up on the ground can be kind of annoying because even though Diddy isn't like an S tier, he still has a strong neutral game. He still has a strong neutral game. And you really need to like respect his banana, his side B, and so on.
The world. Where are you going?
All right, where are you going?
I'll try.
Nice edge cancel on the monkey flip. Gonna punish here. Yes, good weight.
Yep. That's a common
Nice
ultimate. People do like down air, quickly spot dodge. It's so many of those exchanges, even in high level play. Very, very common.
Good weight.
It's so important to know if you can punish before the spot dodge or if you have to play the spot dodge mix-up war. It's honestly like such an underrated aspect of what makes a player good in this game is knowing exactly when you have to play the spot dodge war and when you don't. Normally you have to play it, but if you don't have to, then it's good to take the direct punish, obviously. But with so many characters, it can be hard to like remember all the moves and all the ranges when you have to play the war and when you don't.
I think Dash Jack just traded with jabs.
Good parry. Oh, all right. I see you. Player 1, he tries to squeeze it in right away.
Not great.
Don't think he really meant to do that.
Mars has been doing this setup a lot for ledge trapping this set, but it hasn't really paid off. Like at all, honestly.
I mean, this was so close to being a 2-0.
Ouch.
Good back air here.
I feel like we normally see Mars more aggressive with his ledge trapping, and also more like throwing out flip kicks to like beat. Ooh.
Almost anything above that. Into side B, down air, he's catching them. He's getting all that damage from those whips.
Alright, I'm not sure about that side B, but...
Trying to clean himself back
onto the
trump?
Stage. No, doesn't go for it. That was smart, though. It looked like he was going to go for the trump.
Player 1 is going for a little bit too many of those, I would say, where he like jump towards his opponent, turn around banana, but he gets punished for it. It's like maybe he's not fully adjusted to like Zero Suit's speed, because Zero Suit is a fast character, so it might be that. Maybe he's more used to playing against a bit slower characters. But besides the panic options from player 1, this seems to be like one of the flaws in the set. Not to say he's not playing good, because obviously he is, because you know it's 1-1 against one of the best players in the world. But yeah, just pointing it out.
He was going to go for the trump, waited instead and roll distance, tried to get a panic option, gets the up smash, and that stopped
that kills.
Mars
that kills.
with the deepest breath in the player cam right now, and just stone face from player 1. But Mars with the deepest breath
what did we say about that option earlier? Panic side Bs doesn't work. This is not the first like 2 years of Smash 4.
Right now it is even as all
I actually remember being so frustrated when I like okay, I use this phrase a lot, don't get me wrong, but don't get me wrong. I loved Zero. He's he's a very good friend of mine. So I wanted to see him like perform well and win these Smash 4 tournaments. But I was like, why are people not punishing this option? Like, he does it so much. But then we all know that he eventually started getting punished for it. But I feel like Diddy Kong players probably use it quite a bit due to Zero getting away with it too much.
He's trying to get in.
Yep, near dash attack.
Ooh, that's a good up smash.
Definitely. Smash man.
That was good too. So basically what happens here is Mars does an up air, he's ready to do another falling up air, and in case the air dodge happens, he's ready. That was very good. That was very good. Instead of trying to do another rising up air and potentially, you know, player 1 air dodging out and Mars would be above his opponent, he did a falling up air, making sure that if the air dodge comes out, he's already on his way down.
Definitely trying to figure out a way to play more a little bit abrasive, but he's getting hit by so much.
Now, this is the one spot where the Konganism could occur.
It could.
The pyramid scheme.
Ooh, that was good by Mars, punishing that side B.
Oh my god.
Nice.
I love that. That's so smart.
Oh! It's so much damage, too. I think barrels, the full explosion does like 22.
Yeah, just a lot of damage.
And you can actually... Uh-oh.
Oh, he missed that up B.
Full explosion does like 22.
The thing is also, this was quite smart by Mars as well. Is that, okay, so player 1 is a little bit up in the air, right? But up B here would have been hitting. But I think Mars wanted to get like a little bit more height. Not sure if he actually would have killed regardless. But sometimes like getting that slightly extra height can be the difference between barely dying and barely surviving. So that's like some of those like little details that can truly turn the match around.
You can actually... Uh-oh, big punish here. No, just down smash.
Ooh, he thought he was
Mars
quick enough to get that up B.
Trying to take out the Diddy Kong, man.
Look at this now, man. This lead's starting to end a little bit.
Starting to slip.
Ah, trade, all right.
Yep.
Steps back, banana.
That was close.
Could have almost got caught by that, but that's
okay.
really good. That
down tilt up smash right now, baby.
Nice, yeah. Not a worthy trade, but
he got him!
Hits the barrel.
Nice,
yeah. Not a worthy trade, but
I mean, it was not a bad option from Mars per se, but yeah, that really ended up hurting him. He probably predicted a side B, is my guess.
Yeah.
That he probably, predicted a side B. He backed off and tried to like get in range for punishing it. But player 1 opted for an up B, and now he was like leaving himself wide open.
But,
he got him! Hits the barrel! Last stock for Mars!
He's got to be careful, try not to recover high like he did last time.
Ooh, alright.
Steps back for the banana.
Yep, that side B is hard to play around. It is hard to play around.
Right now, man.
And I love these
and
command
another
grabs
one.
coming out from player 1, completely changing up his playstyle from earlier.
Good boost kick, good boost kick, but that's from center.
Yep,
okay, it does kill. 50% right now for Mars. The deficit.
Ooh, okay. Talk to me, player 1.
This is your shot, baby. The Southeast have known about him for a long time now. Good.
Oh no, it's CSS though.
Down tilt.
Nah, not gonna do it just yet. Antsy.
Gotta be careful. So
Oh my god, that would have been crazy if Mars got that down air. Oh, the up airs.
Platform extensions, but he's gonna live. He's gonna live.
Dude, that was close. Look at that.
So scary at ledge. Mars wants to end this early.
He's gotta be very careful with these splits, man.
Yeah, punishing the B reverse. That's also very common from Diddy players to like B reverse back like that.
Oh no!
Platform extensions, but he's gonna live. He's gonna live.
He's gonna be fine.
Got stuck on the platform. Mars. It happens to even the top players. Back air off the nair.
And player 1 trying to escape back to the lip of the stage.
Oh my god!
Oh my god, that would have been crazy.
It's not gonna kill.
If Mars got it.
You hear the crowd starting to come alive.
Actually, we haven't seen Mars go for those all set.
And player 1 trying to
But that actually would have been like.
Oh my god!
Okay.
I like the idea. I like the idea.
It's not gonna kill. You hear the crowd starting to come alive.
Yep, here we go. This is what we
Next neutral wins. Fair hit. Oh, he didn't get the hit.
Oh my god. Yeah, player 1 did not expect to have time here. Like, that could have been it. That could have been it.
Oh, he didn't get the explosion.
I understand why he didn't go for it. Oh my god, Mars with that.
Oh, he didn't get the explosion. He didn't get the
He's barely out of range.
explosion. But this is it. This is it. Player 1 upsets Mars. He didn't get
Yeah,
the
that was
explosion.
good.
But this is it.
Also, okay, so some other stuff that was good here is that now Mars is like pretty much straight above player 1. So what player 1 does here is partly he's moving to the right because the blast zone to the left is closer than to the right. But also by moving here, if Mars tries to do some like, oh, I'm gonna drift behind you or in front of you, by clearly taking a side himself, you kind of like, as the Zero Suit here, can't really trick your opponent with where am I gonna land. If you, as the Diddy Kong, stay in position where you're like straight underneath your opponent, sometimes it can be tricky to tell, are they gonna land in front of me or behind me? So if you're the Diddy Kong here, you kind of want to like act early and be like, all right, you can't mix me up. I know you're going to land in front of me. It's just a matter of how much in front of me. And this applies to all Smash games. This applies to all Smash games with various, different characters, different matchups. But the concept is very, very similar.
This is it. Player one upsets Mars.
There we go, baby. That's what we like to.
Yeah, that was a really, really good upset. That was a really, really good upset. Good shit to player one. I'm sure Mars will continue to fight his way through the losers bracket. I also hope all you guys watching this have enjoyed this. I had a great time. I feel like we went over a lot of important aspects. So please let me know in the comments below, what did you think about this set review and which ones do you want to see me do moving forward. Peace.